Today you're going to hear from CPS Energy President Rudy Garza, our Mayor of San Antonio, and also CPS Energy Board Member Mayor Ron Nuremberg, the Chairman of OCI Holdings, Woo-Yun Lee, and the President of OCI Energy, Sabah Bayatli. And with that, I'll introduce Mr. Garza. After the signing, we can do some media interviews afterwards, so thank you.
Melissa said Mr. Garza. I was looking around for my daddy. where's Papa at? Well, let me start off by, of course, welcoming our great mayor of Nuremberg. 8 years of service to this community as mayor, along with some additional years as a council member. I think you started in 2013, Mayor, is what I read in the Business Journal this morning. So I want to always take a moment. The mayor's been absolute stellar board member for CPS Energy and all his great work for the community. And Mayor, just thank you for everything you've done. Of course, I'm thankful for OCI Energy being here. To this event today to celebrate another milestone in CPS Energy and OCI Energy's partnership, which goes back a long, long way. It goes back, two CEOs before me when Dole Beneby came up with the new energy economy strategy. OCI was one of the first partners that came along and has been a great partner for CPS Energy over these many years. I want to specifically thank OCI Energy CEO, Sabah Bayatli, and of course Chairman Lee, who is, Chairman Lee and I have become really, he's a special friend. He's one of the few international friends that I've got that would pick up the phone and call me just to say hi and catch up. Chairman Lee, you're always your energy is always a welcome here at CPS Energy, and thank you for being here today all the way from Korea. I want to point out that Sabah in particular, he's a UTSA grad. He was an intern that started out with OCI, who is now president of OCI, and I think that is a special connection that we've got as well. I also want to take a moment and recognize our CIC members, our Community Input Committee, who've been doing some work here this morning. Everybody, all the CIC members, please raise your hands and be recognized. Thank you. Thank you for the work that you put in to giving us the feedback that we need from a community's perspective to do the great work that we do for our community. So today we're announcing the addition of 120 megawatts of battery storage through a storage capacity agreement with OCI Energy. The addition of this 120 megawatt project is a continuation of CPS Energy's execution of our Vision 2027 board-approved generation plan and brings CPS Energy battery storage total under contract to 520 megawatts. How about a round of applause for that? Through our Vision 2027 generation plan, we've added and add this up, 730 megawatts of solar, which is more than our original solar commitment back in 2013 or whenever we started this project. 1,710 megawatts of natural gas capacity, plants down in Corpus Christi and Laredo, 500 megawatts of natural gas firming capacity for a plant up in Guadalupe County, 84 megawatts of wind, and we've got more wind to do, and now 520 megawatts total of battery storage, which includes this OCI Energy solar battery agreement. So Benny, Elena, Kevin, Jonathan, everybody who has been involved in Shanna in this process, our team has been working hard this year because our community is growing. And, we figured out that we've got to at least, add double the capacity that our community is growing a year just to stay ahead of the growth in San Antonio. And we're doing that as our strategy has always been here at CPS Energy with a diversified portfolio. We're going to have the firm resources that we need, when the wind and solar aren't blowing. Now we're adding battery storage, which makes those renewable, resources even that much more, valuable for us. And we're dealing with our growth in all the ways a forward-thinking utility, should be thinking about the future. So this particular project is going to be named Alamo City ESS. It's a 4-hour duration battery storage project. The 4 hours is key. That long duration, battery, times in the summer and winter, you're only going to need it for maybe 2-3 hours at a time. 7 to 10 o'clock on a hot summer day, probably 6 to 9 o'clock in the morning on a cold winter, morning. The 4-hour battery is absolutely the right way to go here. We expect that this newly constructed asset is going to be online in late 2026. It's going to continue to help serve the energy needs of the San Antonio community for a 20-year period and will be located in South Bexar County. CPS Energy is excited to collaborate with OCI Energy on this project. Our community is growing at an exponential rate, as I mentioned, and I'm proud of our team for delivering on the promise to increase energy resources for our growing community. Every megawatt we can provide to our customers right now counts in a constrained market in ERCOT. So I'd like to thank my team at CPS Energy who's been working hard to get us to today, and I look forward to the work to come because there's still a lot of work to do. And we're until the growth slows down in San Antonio, which I don't anticipate happening anytime soon, right, Mayor? We're going to have to figure this stuff out. And the only way you figure it out is to keep pushing forward, keep adding the resources that are available to us. And I am really proud of the work that we set out on a course with Vision 2027 to think about the future in the right way. Now we're thinking about Horizon 2050. Absolutely the type of work that we got to be doing to keep San Antonio as one of the most forward-thinking energy communities in our country. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Mayor Nirenberg. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you very much for being here today, and it's an honor to be with you. I just want to start where Rudy left off. We are a growing community. In fact, I just got a message on my office phone last night from a young couple with children who happened to be visiting our city for the tree lighting, or they were here during the tree lighting, which was a week ago. They were so enchanted by our city's beauty and by the friendliness of the people around them, they said they're not going to leave. They decided they're going to move to San Antonio from Minnesota. Those kinds of things happen every single day because of the wonderful place this is to call home. In fact, San Antonio is the fastest growing big city in the country again this year. And we know the demands on our electrical grid continue to grow every single day for a lot of reasons. So we need to make sure that we are thinking about the future at CPS Energy and our ability to keep the lights on and make sure that industry works and that families have quality of life and reliable electricity. So that's where these partnerships come in, and it has been a tremendous honor to be here as a member of the Board of Trustees, but also as your mayor for CPS Energy. They have done an incredible job, and the credit for that goes to not just the leadership of CPS Energy, and I want to thank Rudy for all of his incredible work. We were in a dark place, energy systems all across the country just a few years ago, but CPS Energy has emerged from that as the strongest utility, not just in Texas, but perhaps in the entire country. Not only the strongest, but also the public utility that continues to harness the power of the public. So the credit goes to the San Antonio public, the ratepayers and service area of CPS Energy, who continue to drive not just the success of the utility, but also to ensure that we have a vision that's worth living into. And that's where this partnership also makes a difference. My time in office, which also does extend a couple of terms on city council, almost coincides perfectly with OCI being in San Antonio. And so I want to thank all of the leadership of OCI and my friend, Chairman Lee. We've gotten to know each other over the last many years. And OCI Energy has become a game changer for our community, not just in terms of sustainability and reliability and in making sure that we have that capacity that is there when we need it most. When the demand is low, we can store it, and when the demand is high, we can put it to use, and when the sun is shining, we can harness that as well through OCI Solar. But they're also creating jobs in our city. So as OCI has become more successful, the San Antonio community has become more successful, and certainly CPS Energy has. And so my congratulations to the entire team. My thanks again to Chairman Lee for his forward-looking leadership and his willingness to partner with CPS Energy. This is a wonderful occasion because we once again can remind folks we are making significant concerted steps towards our community's goal of being carbon neutral in 2050, but not over-promising and under-delivering, in fact, quite the opposite. As we move forward, we have gained speed, we have gained capacity to do the big things, and now we are number 1 in the state in solar, number 5 in the country, and we are going to continue to climb on that list. Am I right about that? Yes, sir. I'm glad I got an answer like an affirmative, we're going to do this from the business. It was mostly just for, let's recognize and celebrate CPS Energy, but that's good. Our minds are in the right place. We're going to continue to make progress, and today is certainly a milestone celebration in that progress. So again, thank you all for being here today. My thanks again to the partners at OCI Energy, and now if I may introduce the man of the hour, one of the people of the hour, Chairman Woo-Hyun Lee, a great friend of San Antonio and a personal friend of all of us here.
Good morning. My name is Woo-Hyun Lee. I'm the chairman of OCI Holdings, which is the mother company of OCI Energy in San Antonio. Let me go back to 2011 December. That was the first time that we learned about the fact that City of San Antonio and CPS is trying to boost some renewable energy hub opportunities. Then they're trying to make some great effort to try to make something great in San Antonio. And quite frankly, that was the first time that I came to San Antonio. Since December 2011, I counted that this is my 70th visit to the San Antonio for the last 13 years, and it has been a great experience. And today, the Rudy mentioned they made this 480 mega hour the project. It sounds very simple, but it is not simple things. In order to come to that the project conclusion, OCI and the CPS Energy, we started our first venture in 2015. So in 2015, we created 1 megawatt of the battery, and 15 minutes, not even 1 hour. That was the first or second largest ESS project in the United States. So that was the beginning, and we realized that we need to come up with some data analysis, and we need to build some experience in order to bring some more bigger scale ESS. And that was the great effort actually led by CPS Energy, because they see that, this is going to be a future in order to accommodate more renewable energy. The bringing some bigger scale ESS is inevitable, and that was the interesting start of the joint effort. And that 10-year effort now is concluded to this 480 megawatt hours of this project. And this is something amazing things, and the people of San Antonio will appreciate when bad times comes. Because when we need most, sometimes the electricity is not there. So I think with this, the battery storage project will provide maximum benefit when we need most, and we actually salute all the team support and the effort by actually CPS Energy and that's supporting the business here. At this moment, we also run another business, is Mission Solar Energy, since 2013. And this Mission Solar Energy is the only surviving the solar panel manufacturers in the United States for the last 15 years, because all of them went bankrupt, and now we are the only surviving the company. And we are still going through a very difficult time. We lose like millions of dollars for the last 2 years. However, we're doing our best to try to support the business. Would like to make sure that the job we create in San Antonio will last, and hopefully we can actually expand it to the next level. So when some of the good time comes, hopefully, this business can be flopped. Like a prosperous in meantime. So I think, first, I really need to thank everyone from the city of San Antonio and also the CPS Energy for giving us an amazing opportunity for the last decade, and hopefully would like to return to this great actually support in return. So thank you so much.
All right. Good morning, everyone. Thank you, President Rudy Garza. Thank you for your valuable remarks. Thank you for your leadership, really making sure we as San Antonio people, we have access to electricity every day. That's really, really big challenge. We know that. Thank you, Mayor Newberg, for joining us today. Every time I see the mayor, I truly remember the true leadership during the COVID days. We're listening to the 6 o'clock everyday briefing, sharing information with the community, guiding our community. So we are truly appreciating that. Thank you, Mayor, for the effort there. We appreciate your presence here today. Finally, thank you to OCI Holding Chairman, Mr. Uyan Lee. Thank you for traveling all the way from Seoul to join us today. We truly appreciate your presence as well. Thank you. All right, what an exciting day. You really don't have a chance to celebrate this type of projects every day, so it's our right to get excited. This is, as Rudy mentioned, 120 megawatt, 480 megawatt hour system, or we should say 124 hour. Maybe to put it in perspective, if you assume every 1 megawatt will be able to maintain 500 houses, then basically this will be able to feed 60,000 houses for 4 hours. That's it. Just to give you the scale of the system, 60,000 houses for 4 hours. So really huge, very, very big. I would like to take a moment to really I'm so thankful for everybody who was involved in the transaction. It was a process of a few months, for a project in this size. It required a lot of effort from both ends. So I'm really thankful to everyone who was engaged. A special thanks to Kevin Polo from CPS Energy. Really thank you. Special thanks to Tim Heinley from our end who was leading the process. Really, really thank you for that. All right, so I feel my speech, it doesn't need to be very long because it was covered by 3 very important people here. But I want to build on why storage is critical today. This is really, really important. We as a company, we analyze the data to understand how the load is growing in the United States. Overall, the load is growing in the entire States. Texas is special. So we analyze publicly available data from EIA. What we found out, when we average the load growth, and what I mean with load, I mean the energy demand in terms of terawatt hour, how much we are consuming as Texans today. And this is for ERCOT. We compared ERCOT to every other market, regulated, deregulated, and we averaged the last 3 and 5 and 6 years, and here is the finding. The growth in ERCOT, and this is very important, the growth in ERCOT is more than every other market combined. So this is ERCOT growth, this is every other market combined growth. So the growth we have is amazing. It has a lot of factors behind it. We have increasing population. The US policy today is pushing for onshoring manufacturing, bringing manufacturing back to the United States. One of the best states basically to put the manufacturing back on is the state of Texas. Data center are rising because of the AI, crypto mining, warmer weather. This summer was not bad, but think about 2023. We have warmer weather, which require more load for our AC units. EVs, basically more penetrating to the grid, so we have a load. All these are good problems, generally speaking, honestly, but it comes with challenge. We need to make sure we have enough generation to supply this increase in the load, because this is our economic engine in the state of Texas, right? So you don't want to tell your customers not to put their manufacturers here, not to put their data centers here. You want to welcome everyone, which means we are focusing on the generation side. Renewables power, solar and wind proved to be able to come online very quickly, proved to be affordable as well, and that's what you need for the grid. You need reliability, we cannot give up on reliability, but you need affordability as well. So for us to be able to bring manufacturers here to the state, we really need to get affordable pricing, and here's the good news. One of the best pricing today in the US is actually Texas. ERCOT pricing is very attractive to a lot of businesses to come over to our state. I don't know if you saw it in the news a couple weeks ago, a few companies actually in Northern Europe are closing shops because of single reason. The power pricing is very, very high. So again, it's very important. Now we understand with renewables, generally speaking, solar and wind, it's intermittent by nature, and that's where the energy storage comes to play, right? So we are using energy storage basically to balance that intermittency in the grid. We need every single resources over the next 5 years, really. Every single resources to make sure that we have enough for the growing load in our community. Back to Alamo City, again, 120 megawatt for our system. We are expecting an investment of more than $250 million actually on this project, which we are expecting to create a really good economic benefit for our community. This is sales taxes payment, property tax payments. We are also expecting construction jobs, probably up to 75 full-time construction jobs during the process. So all good news. We are super excited about this project. And finally, I would say our commitment is really not stopping at the project. We are also investing in the next wave of industry professionals and leaderships. So we as a company, pledging $250,000 to be used as funds for scholarships, internships, research and development. We are working with the UTSA as we speak to finalize the agreements, and hopefully we'll have more news on this one in January next year. Really, thank you everyone. Appreciate it.